Hey guys, back at you with another video. Today we're going to be reviewing a 2011 Camaro 2SS automatic car, and let's get it started. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to leave out of the old house here and get going down the road. The first thing I'm going to talk to you about in this car is going to be the interior. I really like how in the 2SS package you get a lot of the stuff that you don't in other vehicles. Mainly stuff like this stitching here, the SS symbols in the actual leather seats. You do get things like heads-up display, which we'll be talking about and showing to you a little bit later. Some mechanical gauges, and just overall it's a very good touring car. It's very comfortable. I usually drive manual cars. Seeing as how this one is an automatic, it just kind of feels like a really good daily driver. As far as the shifts go, or shift schedule, they're very smooth. You know, it's not really like a 10R80 problem where you may get the transmission surging, or you may get the harder shifts. You know, the only time you're really going to get that with this car is if you're making it do it. As far as performance-wise goes on this car, it is a L99 400 horsepower V8 naturally, and it has a, I want to say, 6L80E trans in it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say that is correct. A thing I really like about this transmission in general is going to be whenever you have it in manual mode, or if you pull it down into manual mode, it's not like a 6R80 where it's going to shift for you. If you don't press the shifter button, it's not going to shift. That's a lot of the things, I apologize, that you know, people look for in tunes from, say, Lund with the 5.0 6R80 Mustangs. They really want that tune where it sticks to that gear. Another thing you may like, as far as even me, I like this. She will pull. If you need any bit of a get up and go around just about anything, it's there. We can go back it real quick. We can show you the manual shifting, because if you just pull it down into manual, it just goes into a sport mode, where it will shift for you. But once we get us a little straightaway here, I'll show you. If we are to hit more or less any button at all to make it downshift, it's all on us. And that's something I really appreciate about this car, just because of the fact that, you know, whenever I want it to stick a gear or to hold that gear, I intend for it to do that. I really, you know, like how that came. So let's see, what gear are we in? We're in 5th now. We will downshift to 4th. And once we come around our little corner here, we'll get into 3rd. And, you know, we'll go from there. So here we are. We are in 3rd gear. And let's just give her a little test. It really has a really strong top end. Now you do have to press your button a little early for it not to misshift. But you know, you have to give and take with certain things as far as a manual mode that's not going to upshift for you. Like I said, if you wanted to stick that gear, it needs to stick that gear. Like I said, that's something I appreciate. And if you don't want to, you know, mess around with the manual mode anymore, put it into drive. It's very simple. I really like, I can appreciate a car like this, once again, based off comfort. You know, you don't have something as to, you know, once again, a manual car where you're constantly stuck in traffic, stuck in first gear, you know, off, on, off, on, off, on. Once again, with the automatic, it really brings that comfort in. This car does have heads-up display. and it does have the mechanical gauges down here. In my car, I do have the electronic gauges, but once again, I can appreciate the mechanical gauges because, well, it's right. It's going to be right 100% of the time. I don't really appreciate gauges that are driven by a computer, because if, you know, there's ever a problem and that gauge is showing something improper, you may have some kind of catastrophic failure. And, you know, that's not really something you like to do, especially whenever we're talking about $5,000 to $10,000 motors. Depending on what you get, once again, they're rather affordable. So we're going to stop off over here. I'm going to show you the heads-up display which is in this vehicle. It just kind of pops up right here on the dash, and it shows just, you know, about everything you want. I myself like just the mile per hour being up there, so that way I don't have to look down. We're in an automatic, so if it's in drive, it's going to do what it needs to do as far as the shift schedule goes. And then, as I've said 3 times here now, we'll look at our gauges. So let's pull in, get somewhere stopped, and I will show you that. I'm also going to show you, as far as on the outside, what I do like exhaust wise. So what we'll do here, we're going to go ahead and let's see. Well, we are not going to be showing you gauges because I'm not exactly the smartest person in changing around a camera. But I really and thoroughly do enjoy this car just based off of what it does. I mean, once again, it's a performance car. It's almost like GM's more or less flagship underneath of the Corvette, and they do what they're supposed to do. They're very good on performance-wise, handling their business. So let's get out. Let's show you some exhaust on this, and we'll wrap up the video. Now, what I'm going to show you just has a bit of it's real deep, and this car actually does have Super 10 Flowmaster mufflers on it. It's a rather good sounding exhaust, especially on this car here, but that'll be about it, guys. Maybe look out for our next video if you will, and have a good one.